From the outside, celebrity life is a glittering dream. Red carpets, flashing cameras, designer clothes, and a legion of fans hanging onto every word. But in reality, that spotlight can be blinding, and one misstep can send even the brightest star tumbling into scandal, controversy, or self-destruction. Whether it's the pull of addiction, the weight of public opinion, or the consequences of a single statement, the downfall can be swift and unforgiving. Here, we explore some of the most striking examples, stories that are at once cautionary tales, public spectacles, and in some cases, heartbreaking tragedies. B.O.B. When beliefs eclipse the music. In the early 2010s, B.O.B. was hip-hop's golden boy, scoring hits like Nothing on You and Airplanes. His catchy hooks and genre-bending style promised a long, successful career. But in 2016, the conversation around him shifted drastically. Instead of topping charts, he was making headlines for declaring his belief that the Earth is flat. His social media feeds became filled with conspiracy theories, sparking ridicule from fans, fellow artists, and even scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Rather than stepping back, B.O.B. leaned further into the controversy, releasing a mixtape heavy with conspiratorial themes. The result? His once loyal fanbase began to fade, and industry support cooled. His downfall wasn't fueled by drugs or crime. It was a clash between personal conviction and public perception, one that left his career permanently altered. Justin Bieber, the idol who fell into the trap of fame. Justin Bieber's rise to stardom felt like a fairy tale. Discovered on YouTube, signed by Usher, and adored by millions, he became the face of teen pop almost overnight. But by his late teens, the pressures of fame began to show. Headlines shifted from sold-out tours to reckless driving charges, paparazzi altercations, and a highly publicized arrest for drag racing in Miami. The public saw a transformation. The sweet, clean-cut Canadian boy had become a troublemaker, seemingly spiraling out of control. Later, Bieber would admit that fame had taken a heavy toll on his mental health, leading to depression, anxiety, and poor choices. In recent years, he's worked hard to rebuild his image and career, but his wild years remain a prime example of how quickly adoration can turn into condemnation. DaBaby, from festival headliner to industry outcast. In 2019 and 2020, DaBaby was one of rap's hottest acts, with infectious hits and high-energy performances. But in 2021, his career trajectory shifted dramatically after an onstage rant containing homophobic remarks. The backlash was immediate. Festival organizers dropped him from lineups, fellow artists condemned the comments, and sponsors distanced themselves. Though DaBaby issued public apologies, the damage to his momentum was significant. In an era where public opinion moves at lightning speed, his fall from grace was a stark reminder of how quickly success can crumble when words ignite controversy. Iggy Azalea, the quick rise and public backlash. Iggy Azalea's fancy dominated 2014, making her one of the most talked-about artists in music. But the tide turned almost as quickly as it came in. Accusations of cultural appropriation, public feuds, and a viral freestyle performance criticized as word salad chipped away at her credibility. Online ridicule was relentless, and her tours and major label support began to evaporate. By the late 2010s, Iggy shifted toward independent music releases and ventures outside mainstream rap. Her career serves as a reminder that in the court of public opinion, perception can outweigh talent, and the fall can be as swift as the rise. DMX, a battle that lasted a lifetime. Few rappers commanded the raw energy and authenticity of DMX. His voice was gravel and grit, his lyrics pure passion. Yet behind the music was a man locked in a lifelong struggle with addiction. Introduced to crack cocaine at just 14, DMX spent decades cycling through rehab, arrests, and attempts at comebacks. In 2021, at just 50 years old, he died from a heart attack linked to a drug overdose. Fans mourned not just the loss of a legend, but the fact that his demons had followed him to the very end. His story is both inspirational and tragic, a man whose art soared while his personal battles kept him chained. Lindsay Lohan, the unraveling of a Hollywood darling. From The Parent Trap to Mean Girls, Lindsay Lohan was poised to be one of Hollywood's enduring stars. But her career quickly unraveled under the weight of substance abuse, legal troubles, and erratic behavior. Multiple arrests, DUIs, and rehab stints made her a tabloid fixture rather than a box office draw. For years, studios deemed her uninsurable, and major roles dried up. Though she's made attempts at a comeback, Lohan's story remains a cautionary tale of how quickly Hollywood can turn its back when reliability becomes a question mark. Whitney Houston, a voice silenced by addiction. Whitney Houston's voice was once described as a gift from God, powerful, flawless, and unforgettable. But behind the dazzling performances was a hidden battle with substance abuse. Her addiction impacted her voice, her public appearances, and her ability to perform at the level fans expected. In 2012, Houston was found dead in a hotel bathtub, with drugs cited as a contributing factor. Her passing marked the loss of one of music's greatest talents and highlighted the devastating toll of addiction at the height of fame. Robert Downey Jr., The Fall and the Redemption. Downey's story is rare in Hollywood, not because he fell, but because he climbed back. In the 90s and early 2000s, his addiction to drugs and alcohol was so severe that he was fired from movie sets and landed in jail multiple times. For years, he was considered a liability in the industry. Then came his comeback. With a renewed commitment to sobriety, Downey rebuilt his career, ultimately becoming the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Iron Man. His turnaround stands as one of the most remarkable redemption arcs in modern entertainment. Roseanne Barr, one tweet, one career gone. Roseanne Barr's sitcom revival was a ratings smash in 2018, until one late-night tweet containing a racist remark brought it all crashing down. Within hours, ABC canceled her show and severed ties. The incident became a defining example of how, in the social media age, one moment of poor judgment can erase decades of work in an instant. James Charles, a subscriber drop heard around the world. Beauty YouTuber James Charles built a massive following with makeup tutorials and collaborations. But a public feud with mentor Toddy Westbrook, coupled with allegations of manipulative behavior, sparked one of YouTube's biggest mass unfollowings. Millions of subscribers left within days. Though he has continued creating content, the scandal reshaped his image and showed how quickly online audiences can turn. The pattern of the fall. Whether through addiction, ill-chosen words, or public feuds, the stories share a common thread. Fame amplifies everything, the triumphs and the mistakes. In the spotlight, redemption is possible, but the climb back up is always harder than the fall. For every Robert Downey Jr., there's a DMX or a Whitney Houston, reminding us that talent can be overshadowed by turmoil and that even the brightest lights can fade. Thank you for watching.